Hello, everyone. This is what I decided to play for today for this test of whether of streaming on an unusual day for me at an unusual time as well. I wanted to do this at this time because I want to get a little. If I'd gone at my usual time, I wouldn't have been able. Just don't think I'd have been able to get that far with it. Just due to other matters at the moment. But for now, I'm basically planning to see just how far I can get into Metal Gear Rising in probably around 2 hours or so. I've played this game quite a lot. According to Steam, it's like 55.7 hours at the moment. Which, I mean, yeah, that's not a lot compared to a lot of other games, but it's... Considering how short this game really is, I'd still call it a fair amount. I have... don't know if you heard that meow, but it was, I think it was Lily. Hello, Lily. You should be able to get in if you want to come in. Hey, cats. Nothing? Okay. Do it yourself. Meows at me from outside and then nothing. I've finished the game a couple times on normal, once on hard and once on very hard, and I've gotten through everything but the very end of the final boss on Revengeance. I don't remember for sure if I S-ranked everything on what difficulties. I know I was doing some S-rank playthrough attempts of like some of the lower difficulties. Actually, I can check. It's in save slot 2. There we're gonna go to my chapter select. Go S-rank on normal. Oh yeah, I didn't actually play on normal much on this file, did I? Oops. I think I at least started trying to do S ranks. This might be one where I was, what? Ah, yeah, there's my total ranking result. I might just be remembering totally wrong. But yeah, as you can see, my current highest ranked playthrough is actually very hard. I think I'm just gonna... I think for this one I'm gonna do a fresh save. Starting from nothing in file 3. And I'm gonna play on hard. Considering I did play a little bit last night just to try to get kind of reacquainted with things. Whoops, I did not mean to play the tutorial. Just jump back to the title, see if I can do that. If it won't boot me back into the tutorial. I know I at least intended to try an S-rank playthrough at some point. I must have just not actually gotten around to it. Game, hard, no tutorial, don't need it. I'm probably not going to focus too much on story stuff. I'm mostly interested in just seeing how far I can get into the game. And there are a million other playthroughs on YouTube if you want to see story stuff. But come on, no one plays Metal Gear Rising for the plot. I mean, having done my warm-up last night on Revengeance, I should have an easier time on hard. Part of the reason I'm doing, I wanted to do hard instead of very hard was because very hard has, while all the difficulties alter enemy health and damage, very hard and Revengeance actually have different encounters too. Like, the first two encounters in this very tutorial level are significantly harder on very hard and Revengeance, not just because you're taking a lot more damage. Oops, this time bad. But because you just have harder enemies to fight too. I'm gonna try to, like, get perfect parries more too, because I'm not good at that. And I do want to finish Revengeance at some point. And one of the cool things about that is that while you take a lot more damage from attacks, if you perfectly time your parries, then you also deal a somewhat absurd amount of damage back. Like, enough to knock off 40% of a boss's health in one blow, for example.
It's on the other side of that barricade.
Come on, come on. Oh, wait. Let's go. We'll take out this dude first. There's actually... Is there some in-universe reason that I don't remember for why melee weapons are so much more effective against cyborgs than bullets? Because those bullets are kind of pathetic, honestly. Now there... Like, I get no benefit from hacking these guys up in blade mode, but this is like the whole draw of the game. And I love... There's something... This is the only game I like making my PC chuggy. Just to see how finally I can hack up these guys. Oh, the lag. The only time I like seeing lag. I wanted to do this on a fresh save too, so I wouldn't have any of the, because on my other, saves, I have a lot of the collectibles, including all the health and heal cell upgrades. And I wanted to get a fresh start. Yeah, you see these guys, they're just cutting cyborgs in half, other cyborgs in half, and then bullets. Nothing. Anyway, we're going to the best tutorial boss in gaming.
What?
There is no contest. The tutorial level has you fight a number. This is... You cannot outdo this. Well, you might be able to in theory. I don't know how, but you would be hard-pressed. Why are you even trying to attack me? So you can totally get away with just doing like a one cut in these blade mode segments. But why would you? Unless you're speedrunning. And even then, I'd be tempted to go for just the style. And also just because, you know, it's incredibly satisfying.
Use your ninja lamp to deflect those shots.
Ooh, the light attack. Yeah, this is... Despite being a Metal Gear, this is a tutorial boss. So it's not really that hard on lower difficulties, but still screw you up on Revengeance if you're not careful. But on Revengeance, just about everything's going to be smacking you for like... Just about everything in this level is going to be smacking you around for like a good... Probably... I'd say 50% of your health at least. Like, I don't think you get one shot outright by anything. You're close. Do your tail attack. Like, oh, no, you're just gonna charge. Oh. It's amazing how ineffectual something this massive can be at killing.
Go for me life.
But I want it. He's doing the tail attack! Yes! There's an achievement for doing this because I don't think he does the tail swipe, the tail attack very often. But yeah, you can put up the raised tail. It's very fun to do so.
Now, right. Bring it down.
And here it comes. The iconic moment. The moment that I'm sure, to many, cemented this game as one of the greatest action games made that has yet to be topped and may never be topped. Because how do you top this? You're throwing a giant, like, throwing a giant robot into the air and cutting one of its arms, running up its arm blade and then cutting it to pieces.
Very good.
If this is the first level, how do you top that?
He's on the other side of that collapsed building. Go.
So yeah, we got Ray dealt with. Now we're gonna chase Sundowner for a while.
There, get him.
Is it just me, or does he seem really
Use your
quite
ninja
slow?
hand to move over obstacles automatically.
And then is this part where he deliberately waits for you.
Do not let him out of your sight. You must catch him.
This is like my one issue with this segment, is that it's kind of difficult to cut those, to cut your way through without kind of losing some momentum, and it just kind of kills the vibe of the segment. Oh yeah, and here's said giant robot that we threw and then hacked to pieces. Shoot some missiles at you in the area, you know, just for effect, because those don't even come close to actually hitting anything. But it sure sets the scene. It's all too easy to get clipped by the laser there, which also doesn't seem to do much damage to the building, surprisingly. Be able to no damages, but yeah, whatever. I think you can actually do this segment without even actually cutting Ray's armor in the blade mode segments, because I'm pretty sure it just kicks it away. Same with the gun. It's always gotta get that sword spin in, right? Surprisingly, that does not give you a blade mode problem. It does give a nice little Monster Hunter-esque stagger. So I've always wondered, why do those missiles contain repair units? I mean, I'm not complaining, but just why? Nah. Oh, this is another segment that I don't see, like, memed as often, but it is utterly insane. You have this... You're jumping across missiles, across all these missiles, to get over to this thing. While this whole freaking clock tower, while this whole, like, that whole structure is getting wrecked. Then, you know, you think it's dead, then he zooms in on your supposedly defeated foe. Because no, you're not done, you're getting thrown onto a clock tower. And the way this syncs with the music, I love it so much. So you're dashing straight down this collapsing tower as plasma beams and missiles fly up at you, and I don't even know if you can actually get hit by anything. Oh god, you can! You can! I've never had that happen! I've never died in that section before. You learn something new every day. Dang. Cool. I'm not even mad, that's just cool. And then this part, mentioning how it syncs with the music. Just hearing that scream as you're about to run down the Ray's back and bisect it in the most stupid anime BS scene possible. And it's amazing. Like, Metal Gear Solid, from what I know of it, is pretty over-the-top. It just seems like, in general, it's a different kind of over-the-top from this. Also, I'm gonna let some of this cutscene play out, because I think this is the one where Raiden drifts, and then walks, and then runs along walls to catch up to Sundowner.
The hell?
Yep. And here he goes, running along the sides of the building to get to the train. It's just insane. It's amazing.
He's headed for the front of the
And
train.
everyone
After him.
gushes over the vocal tracks in this game's soundtrack, and rightly so. They are wonderful. But, like, mainly the boss ones, but, like, the entire soundtrack is... This is a soundtrack full of bangers. It's amazing. Do I skip this one? Yeah, I think I will. Actually, nah. I like Sun. I just like how Sundowner is the
I won't
voice.
be needing my little shield here any longer.
I might let some of it play out, at least.
Stop!
Ugh.
What about all the good things war has done for us? Why don't we ever hear speeches about that? Jobs, technology, a common purpose?
And Sam is just totally bored by this whole thing.
Forget me. Stop him.
You ain't listening.
Kind of amazed that the guy who voices Winston in Overwatch before that was also able to so convincingly portray a utterly psychopathic warmonger.
Mind if
Make
I
him
cut
so
in?
hammy, yet also kind of intimidating.
All we're saying, give war a chance.
There's a reason I've marked this video especially as not for kids. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Hey, there's that, unidentified tilt rotor. And Sam's just like, oh, you're comfortable in my suit, man. Come on.
Out of my way! He's all yours, Sam.
This is a forced loss fight that I cannot help myself, but actually, like, try in every time.
Now, don't be shy.
Don't be shy, you say. Well.
Mightier than the pen after all.
This is one of, I think, only 2 boss fights in the game where the where your opponent's attacks actually do damage to you while you parry them. Oh, this is a really cool scene too.
And not half bad. Still.
Just knocking him away, he stops himself by stabbing his sword into the roof of the tunnel, and then Sam pursues and knocks him on top of here. It's just so crazy. It's amazing to see. I kind of do wish there was a way that you could win this fight, though. No matter how many times you block, it'll get you down to 0.1%, and then it only progresses when you take that last hit. I kind of wish there was a way, like maybe have a sort of hidden ending for if you actually manage to beat Sam. But you know, he doesn't even have a health bar, so it doesn't actually matter how many times you hit him. It'd be kind of funny, like how Devil May Cry 5 has an alternate ending if Nero beats Urizen. Like, Sam even has moves in here that explicitly make use of the fact that you're fighting on top of a moving train in a tunnel, with how he's jumping onto the wall and to set up the attack that he's now done 3 times. It's like they didn't have to give him. They didn't have to give him much unique stuff, but they gave him some. They gave him something. Like how they, I guess a spoiler for Endgame, they give Raiden a unarmed moveset that he only uses once. I've always thought that would be kind of cool to have as an unlockable thing. But you can't get it, unfortunately. I mean, yeah, you'd have to get rid of blade mode entirely, because it wouldn't really make sense. But
Now I see. You deny your weapon its purpose.
if he manages to cut just the eye out.
It yearns to bathe in the blood of your enemies, but you hold it back.
That might just be one of the edgiest lines I've ever heard, and it's still...
My
It's
sword
still...
is a tool of justice.
Oh, man. There's so many edgy, cheesy, just... ridiculous lines in this game, and I love it, and I love it all the same. He comes lunging out of the fire, sword still aflame. And then the gun sheath. And I love that reaction. You just get your arm cut off and it's just, shit, not again.
Raiden, are you alright? You're almost clear of the tunnel. Just hang on.
Yeah, I'm fine, Boris. I just got an eye. I just lost an eye and an arm. I'm on the brink of death here, but no, everything's peachy.
Gotta try harder than that.
And this, I'm pretty sure it's just time.
Want to practice first?
Because, you know, obviously, Raiden's your player character for the rest of the game. He can't actually die here. So you just kind of...
Want to practice first?
This moveset, though, actually does get reused later.
Gotta try harder.
Though Raiden has both arms. So I heard that don't remember where I heard it, or if it's actually... I don't know if for sure if it's actually
This
true.
is what happens when you bring a tool to a sword fight.
But I've heard that cyborg blood was actually originally supposed to be white, which would certainly... It would certainly lend an interesting, a unique look to a lot of these really bloody scenes.
Lucky devil.
Kept you waiting, huh?
There it is. He said the thing. He said one of the Metal Gear lines. After all this, Raiden's like, nah, I can keep going. He's nothing if not determined. Oh man, if this had actually worked, then if this worked,
Down you go!
then Boris would have just solved the plot here, I think.
Flash!
If I remember correctly, this reaction, the reason he had that reaction is because by this point in the MGS universe, flares are just such a fairly archaic form of countermeasure that he didn't expect them to have it to use something so outdated. But man, imagine if Boris had actually shot down that helicopter there. Because then that honestly probably doesn't kill Sundowner, maybe gets Sam. But Sundowner is going to be hurt and now grounded, and probably much easier to take down. And if Sam survives, when they can deal with him too. Granted, without Raiden, it's going to be a lot. It would be a lot harder, but a scant 3 weeks later, Raiden gets rebuilt with an edgier cyborg body. We're just gonna skip though. Get right into it.
Raiden, you landed safely, duh? First, head inland. The waypoint is marked on your Soliton radar. Contact us on Codec if you have questions.
I like how this little area, it doesn't immediately throw you into the action in the first proper level, but it gives you some things you can cut. So you can cut that drum can there. You can cut the trees. I love how the combat log always shows up when you cut something, even if it's like, it only shows hits if it's an enemy, but it'll always show parts. It's just fun little details. And it's like the cutting, the ability to cut all these random bits of levels apart was like one of, I'm pretty sure that was one of the core intents with the design of this game, was that you should be able to hack everything to ribbons. If I remember correctly, I think, yeah, you can cut these apart too, and just collapse this whole structure. Oh hey. Wonder what those are. There's no reason to do this, other than the sheer satisfaction of causing unnecessary destruction. Did I waste too much time? Is there something else I wanted to show off? Did I waste too much time, or has it gone somewhere else? Does it leave after a while? I think it might. Oh, we're gonna destroy a bit more. Just because we can. So a fun fact about this. Oh no! Kitty is still here. Hello. You can slash at the cat, and the cat backflips out of the way. I love it. I think it even does it if you use blade mode. Yeah. The cat will dodge you no matter what, and I love it. This highly advanced cyborg ninja outdone by a cat. A fun fact about the Blade Wolf DLC, the last boss fight in this takes place on this, right at this very area that we're about to climb up to, like, very shortly before Raiden arrives. This is how they justify enemies appearing out of nowhere.
Nice try, but it won't do any good against a state-of-the-art cyborg like you, eh? To parry incoming missiles,
Oh,
launch your own barrage
I
of
managed
light
it.
attacks while
Holy
your
crap.
foe is on the offensive.
Not bothering to pounce because I keep forgetting about it. Instead, I'm just gonna stab and grab. Hello there. I want to try to perfect parry this guy. And then we'll get the smile. Someday I want to try a pacifist run of this game. It's possible, but no, kind of. Like, you can get through encounters without killing cyborgs, but you still eliminate them, but they, any cyborgs that you, if you cut their legs off, and just leave them alone long enough, where they will still keep crawling towards you to try and hit you, but if you leave them alone long enough after cutting their legs off, they will despawn. And you can actually do a sort of pacifist run.
Raiden, your body has been programmed to stay within the designated mission area. Relax, Tovarich. It's just to keep you from getting lost. Don't take it personally, eh? Raiden, you'll need to head inland. But first, make your way through this building.
Sorry, Boris, I'm busy hacking up trees. I have other things I need to do right now. This is important.
Raiden, this is Boris. Give me your status.
Looks clear. No one in sight.
Good. Let's recap the route you will take. As I also
So I go-
still do.
Not gonna worry much about dialogue, just grab stuff. And now we have a repair nano paste. So if we die, or if we would die, it'll put us back. It'll heal us back up. I think on hard it heals you up to full. I know on Revengeance it only does 75%, which is a lot right now. Once we're getting up closer to 200% health, 75% isn't much, especially when enemies are regularly doing like 50+% with an attack, and bosses are doing 100 or more. Revengeance is absolutely brutal. I don't remember if you can you even make it over to that? I want to try them. I'm gonna try to cut down the chandelier. I don't remember if you can even reach it. Oh my god, I want to try it. Oh yeah, there's an item up here. Oh, is that a data storage? Yeah! Data storage is a type of collectible you can find. There's 20 of them scattered throughout the 7 non-prologue missions, I believe. I don't remember exactly what you get for collecting them, because there are a couple different kinds of collectibles. One will be introduced to in a little bit, and I know there's one that basically gives you like some lore and concept art stuff, and I think data storage, if you get it, I think data storage is the one where if you get enough of them,
Hostiles in the
you
lower
unlock
corridor, I
new
see. Try
weapons.
to flank them, or
other
approach
things?
from behind.
Yeah, remember how this is supposed to be a Metal Gear Solid spin-off? Well, you can be kind of stealthy, at least in some sections. Stealthy as a cyborg who slices his enemies in half and beats their
Excellent,
spines can be something. Okay, for once I am not cutting these things up out of random urges to cause wanton destruction, as I often will, but rather because I couldn't remember if there was something hidden there or not. There oftentimes are
Raiden,
things
take
hidden
that
away.
main thoroughfare. You can
But it
use
was closed
augment
behind
mode
us.
to see where the enemy is located. Your body analyzes radar and IR data to construct your AR display. Some civilians are still in the city. That is not good.
So we get our AR display to just show us where items, where chests and enemies are. And this also introduces us to enemies keeping civilian hostages, and I don't remember if... I don't think Raiden can actually kill civilians, so I'm pretty sure he might be able to. I'm gonna see if... Okay, this is gonna sound really weird, but I'm gonna try throwing this grenade because I'm not sure, because I think there's a chance that it doesn't kill the civilian. If it does, we'll just restart. I know there's a particular item type you can get later. Yeah, he's still alive. Yeah, there's a particular item type you can get later. You can get EM grenades that will stun cyborg enemies. And like those, they definitely don't do anything to civilians because they're human, you know? Not cyborgs. Why would an EMP do much of anything to a normal human, right? So I love how the heavy attack combos ends with Raiden taking the sword into his foot and using swinging the sword around with his foot. It's so absurd. Oh, nah.
He is scared to death, Raiden. Let him know he is safe.
Tell the civvy here that he's okay.
Thank you. I will not forget this.
But can we reach him fast enough?
Right.
Yes!
What are you doing?
You can't hurt the civilians, but you can chop off their clothes. And now...
Just Raiden, no civilians.
Relax, Boris. Just some custom tailoring.
You either want to relax. What the hell are you thinking?
It was a reflex. It won't happen again.
Chusabacha! You even scratch one innocent playing around, and Maverick is finished. And so are you. Perhaps I sent the wrong man. Or not a man at all, but a boy with these games.
Boris, hold on. I was distracted. That's all. I'm fine now.
And you are sure of this?
I'm sure.
One more stunt like that, and I will pull the plug on this entire op.
Understood.
I love how he goes from just some custom tailoring to, oh no, I swear it won't happen again.
Raiden, what the hell, man? This is your idea of a good time? Stripping dudes in public? I didn't know you were into that.
When you put it like that.
Sorry. It was an accident.
Hey, I'm not here to judge. But next time, find someone consenting and do it on your own damn time.
Raiden, what the hell do you call that?
It was a...
Sick, Raiden. I call it sick. You can save your own damn data.
Normally, Courtney is how you save. But she always gets mad. She gets mad at you when you cut a civvy's clothes off.
Raiden, shall we review the
Doctor doesn't care, though.
Fuel.
As you said, and
I would...
but most
So I-
correct. Keep in mind, it will
Basically,
rather.
I'm...
Oh, but
I don't... I might... Anyway.
yeah, well, it all has.
Huh?
This.
Okay.
Yeah, it was basically just Doctor telling you how you can,
Return to your designated route, Raiden.
how you
Check the
can
coordinates on your
suck the
horizontal radar.
fluids out of your enemies to heal yourself. This is also wholly unnecessary. fun. And like the random unnecessary property damage is like half the fun of playing this game, the other half being gratuitous violence. There are more enemies nearby, but I know I said I wanted to see how far I could get, but at the same time, I want to grab more stuff. Partially because I'm considering that in the future I might want to do like a more comprehensive, do some more like comprehensive stuff with this game. Play it through more thoroughly. And I'd like to, as well, I think I might like to try and do a full Revengeance playthrough, because I've done most of one. It's not a full one. Not a full one because, man, that final boss fight is tough. Ouch. I had to go steal the spine, but... Well, that's a grab attack you actually kind of want to get hit with, because it's really easy to get out of. And then you get a brief opening. And these guys, the geckos, are a pain. Especially on Revengeance and very hard. Oh, I actually got hit by a grenade. What? Doesn't happen often. I don't want to use it. I don't want to have to use my freaking heals. Try to get further away. There we go, now it's doing the charge. It's a little awkward for me to try to get the Zanmatsu after that little QT there, but it's satisfying to do. So with all the cyborg enemies, it's really easy to cut where you need to.
Very good, Raiden. Now, keep heading for refinery.
It's like the geckos there, though. It gets a little tougher. I'm supposed to get up to that chest. I'm not sure. I don't remember if you can stealth kill geckos. They're just leaving rocket launchers sitting around. There are a number of different sub-weapons. Oh, yeah. This is a blade mode chest with the data storage. There are a number of different sub-weapons in the game, and there are, like, a few that are actually somewhat generally useful in my experience. But I bet some people get a lot of use out of, like, like, the grenades and such, but I am not one of them. Ouch. There we go. Yeah, nice try with attempting to block, but we're gonna try to get rid of the cyborgs first before dealing with the geckos, because I don't really want to deal with getting rockets shot at me constantly. I know how to change sub-weapons. I don't care right now. Alright, where are you at, buddy? There's another one of you. Oh. There he is. I'm gonna... I missed it. Okay, one's charging. There we go, the charge. And there we go. And even if you don't do the QTE for the Zandatsu, you get nice little stun. I think you only get that prompt with enough fuel cells left for the for blade mode to slow everything down. Because you may have noticed if you go into blade mode with your fuel cells in yellow, which at the moment is anything below full, the game does not actually slow. And you don't see the markers for where to attack for a Zandatsu. I don't know if you actually can do one. Luckily, when we start getting fuel cell upgrades, it'll get easier to pull off these blade mode things. Because we'll have more than 100% fuel cells. I think there are items around here. Yeah, there's an item. Another nano
They have
base.
erected an electromagnetic barricade. Maybe expecting UG or cyborg attack, huh?
Yeah, I wonder why. But we can still just open a door and go through.
Ryder, wait. We're picking up a wireless transmission near your position. From the frequency, most likely an enemy data terminal. Check it out. We may be able to salvage some intel.
So yeah, someone just left their laptop sitting around. And we get a VR mission out of it. Some of those VR missions actually get rather difficult too. So, it's just really convenient. You might notice something over time playing this game that's really convenient, that just about everything has the ability to change the colors, its colors or its lights from between red and blue to show their affiliation. It's usually from red to blue.
Greetings, cyborg.
Oh yeah, this whole cutscene is
Show yourself.
something. Show yourself. Suddenly, chainsaw coming through the wall. And chainsaw cutting this entire chunk of building away. Hey there, Wolfie. It's quite an introduction.
And you are? I am IF prototype LQ84I.
Robodog with a chainsaw.
Interface prototype. All autonomous UGs feature high-level onboard artificial intelligence. An additional prototype interface enables verbal communication. I possess an intellect far beyond human reckoning.
You don't say. Okay then, what's the meaning of life? Why are we here?
Start talking philosophy with the Robodog. But he has his answer ready.
I am here to kill you.
He knows his purpose. Of course, Raiden had to catch the knife with his foot. This guy cannot do anything normally.
Pretty simple thinking for such a mighty intellect.
It's gotta be so over the top
I
with
may
it.
analyze orders, but I may not disobey them. Should I disobey a direct order, my memory would be wiped.
Not certain
I must
why, but
destroy you.
What good is an intellect if you can't
certain
use
why,
it?
but I just love the scene
Your
of.
taunting is pointless.
I love the shot of it sawing at the ground around him. I'm not sure there's something cool about that to me. So this fight is a test of parrying. You're kinda screwed if you don't parry. Luckily, just about everything the wolf can throw out is parryable. I don't think I mentioned, but enemy behavior is also a lot more aggressive on Very Hard and Revengeance. Like Wolf here has left me way more openings already than he ever did when I was fighting him last night on Revengeance.
Backup required.
And he just hauls in some free heals for you here. I'm not sure why. It's awfully generous of him though.
Are we both here only to fight then?
And the best thing would have been if all three of them had attacked me at once. And then I'd gotten a perfect parry and killed the three of them. That would have been perhaps too much to ask for, but... You know, maybe he's giving you extra parrying practice too. Maybe that's why he calls them in. Certainly don't help him much. Also, Raiden could totally just jump up there and keep hacking away, right?
Allow the choice. You must die.
Unfortunate. Oh yeah, there's some obstacles here you can break for
Combination complete. Combination attack.
I gotta say, gotta admit,
I will obliterate your
it is smart that he only declares that he's doing a combo after he's done.
Does it hurt? You will die.
Yeah, I'd imagine getting a chainsaw to the chest would hurt. Even for a cyborg. But you know, we should probably just kind of shrug to that. The Gecko. This is more worthy of being called proper assistance. They're not super difficult to fight, but they're more than basic cyborg soldiers.
What do you want?
Look how the vocals haven't come in, how like the lyrics you haven't really started, but you're getting the vocals. And now I believe this is the only level in the game that, no, actually not the only level. This is one of 2 levels in the game that has, technically has 3 bosses.
Combination complete.
And this is the first one. And shows you the grand tradition the game will start of giving you a chance to just absolutely butcher your enemy in Blade Mode at the end.
Directive. Liberate. Nation. Ensure freedom.
Also,
Obey directive.
Also starts the tradition of bosses inexplicably calling you after you've cut them into mincemeat.
What would an AI know about freedom?
What would an AI know about freedom? Really? It's a genuine question. I'm not sure why the sub-weapon tutorial unlocks after this point. Do you think it would have come up earlier? Apparently not, though. I think you can do a bit of stealth at this part. Like, a bit. But I don't know why you would. Okay, guys with shields can be a little bit annoying just because they'll they block your attacks. And you don't even get any fuel cells for bashing their shields, because some of that lore dump we skipped over from Doctor when we were trying to see if he reacted to Raiden cutting a dude's clothes off. It's about basically absorbing electrolytes from the bodies of enemy cyborgs and UGs that you hit. I will never be able to stick to ones to either being like precise and surgical or just slashing away in a mad frenzy in this game, because both are very satisfying and fun. Here we're coming up on our second boss fight, that also has a pretty cool scene leading up to it, to what is a kind of lackluster actual fight. Got these two UGs blasting a bridge to bits, barely saving yourself by stabbing your sword into it, and then running straight up it to continue. And then, to fly on, leaving you alone to face one hammerhead. This is like, I like this music a lot too. It's a lot more intense than this boss probably deserves. I'm gonna change it to homing missile because we get two of these for a reason here. It's kind of busted for this fight because it does good damage and also stuns. And most importantly, it's, you know, homing, so you don't have to aim. Naturally, being an autonomous helicopter, this thing doesn't stake on the ground very much. You do get a blade mode prompt after you dealt enough damage to it, where thankfully the Ray fight is not the only place where you run, where you jump on missiles to get closer to your target. Oh, that lag. This really is the only game where I don't mind seeing lag, because it just... Because the more pieces I can cut my foes into, the laggier it gets, and the more satisfying it is to watch them all explode, restoring my frame rate to its normal levels. So man, this would be a heck of a game to play the beefier machine too. Just to see how many more bits I could hack people into. Unfortunately, we are now at exactly 0 fuel cells, so... There's a civvy up there, too. Luckily, we just got an EM grenade. So that, yeah, that disables UGs and cyborgs for a short time. That's what we want to use here. if you take too long, then, or get spotted, then one of the cyborg soldiers will shoot the civilian and kill him. It is also possible for them to die during the fight. You can't actually do any damage to them, though, I don't think. At least, I'm pretty sure, because, remember how I threw a grenade at the last guy? And that didn't kill him? Your spine. Thank you. Oh yeah, but the slider missiles will... Freaking sliders, I hate those things. Those are little flying UGs. They're annoying. They're not even really hard to deal with or anything. They're just frustrating. But I blame this on being flying enemies in a game where you are a melee combatant, little in the way of ranged options. Little in the way of ranged options that are even like really comparable to your normal abilities. The sub-weapons, they're all very much situational type things. There's not really just a one-size-fits-all. And yes, I know I said I wanted to see how far I could get in like 2 hours, but I feel bad if I don't save the civilians. Well, plan B. Boom. Focusing on me, thankfully. We're gonna try to stay away from him in this civilian house, because I don't want the sliders blasting him. One of the reasons you can tell I'm not a pro at this game is because I am vaguely familiar with the concept of blade canceling, using very briefly activating blade mode to cancel an attack, but I never actually make use of it intentionally. Mainly because I don't really know how to effectively use it. And I have yet to really learn. But I haven't really needed to. I mean, I was able to get all the way to the very, very end of Revengeance. So. There we go. Wait for that last slider to blow up.
You saved my life. Thank you.
Okay. Boris, I know I said I wouldn't do it again.
That's a civvy, Raiden.
Does he have anything new to say?
Just Raiden, no civilians.
Oh.
Relax. It was
Just
I'm understand.
Just Raiden.
Relax. It was
Just
I'm understand.
Raiden, what the heck? This is... I didn't know.
Right.
Hey, but next...
Nothing new?
Sick.
So these self
Indeed.
and you
And
healing.
Doctor just doesn't care. He's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep talking about cyborg technology with you. I don't care that you just saved the civilian just to cut his clothes off for some reason. I don't know Raiden's excuse of it, or explanation of it just being a reflex. Oh yeah, here's a point where you're supposed to be a little stealthy.
So that's where they're holed up.
Some kind of electronic lock on the gate.
Most likely it opens only if you have the right ID data stored in
See
your
if I
left
can
hand.
not screw this up
Perhaps
this time.
you could find a cyborg with access and borrow it?
You see any cyborgs around here, Doc?
Why
Just
not double
kill them.
back? Check the vehicle route again. You know, back at the entrance to the old city. Who knows? Maybe you can hitch a ride. Most likely, platoon commanders carry correct ID data for the gate. Use enhanced mode to figure out who to hit.
Okay, well, this is our introduction to the next set of collectibles that the game has, which are left hands. Certain cyborgs have particular data that's of particular interest in their left hands.
Bravo! Excellent work! There was classified data embedded in that hand. It appears that man underwent modification at the Patriot facility, just as you did.
You may have noticed, particularly eagle-eyed viewers among you, may have noticed that in times when I'm cutting my foes to bloody ribbons, that different parts of the body have different point amounts, point values given to them. And that left hands are actually more valuable than right hands, which I like because it's just a little bit of extra consistency, since since there's data usually stored in cyborgs' left hands. So even ones that don't have, like, the Patriot data still have something more valuable there. And also, you can, if you kill all the cyborgs and don't get the left hand, you also are given the option to just use blade mode to cut open the door. I found that out last night when I accidentally, totally by accident, completely failed to get the left hand. Yeah, so I was mentioning some more advanced tech earlier, kind of alluding to it at least. Another thing I really love about this game is that it can kind of be you can definitely play it as a super simple hack and slash game, and it's really fun like that. You can also go much deeper into it though, if you want to. And like even Revengeance doesn't force you to go deep into advanced tech. It just forces you to play a bit more carefully and really focus on parrying. This introduces you to enemies that so the fact that a lot of tougher enemies will require you to... Well, I guess geckos do this too. But you have to sufficiently weaken body parts before you can remove them. And in the case of the cyborgs, they're tougher than usual, but you have to hit them with, you have to basically just hit them a bunch before you can even Zandatsu. I don't remember if they have any quick time events to get an automatic one, but they might. So we get a 3D photo frame, which you can use to distract enemies. I've literally never used one. I don't think I've ever used one. I can't think of a time I have. Yes, there is some. a grenade. Not sure what these guys are doing leaving all their explosives sitting around, but I'm not gonna complain. I didn't miss a fight earlier because I just didn't think to go back for it. I don't think there's anything too interesting in this cutscene. Maybe there were. What's that this one? I think so, actually. Here we can do a stealth kill. Yeah, jump down, sword in foot, stab a dude. Oh, would you look at that? Oh, whoops. I was gonna try to get that left hand, but messed it up a little bit by cutting it. It's hard to salvage the data when there's not much left of the hand.
HQ, encountering resistance. Requesting backup.
I just accidentally skipped that last guy, I guess. Oh, we have geckos here. There we go. So satisfying. Gecko, what are you about to do? Oh, just kick me. Okay, that's cool. Oh yeah, they have rockets that can fire. I forgot about that. I don't know if it's ever explained in... It's never explained in Rising, as far as I can tell, but I don't know if it's explained in MGS4, where these things actually appear for the first time. Why geckos move. So I'm not sure what kind of purpose that could serve for them, but I want them to try and cut off its legs. I just wish that would like deal damage to enemies that get hit by the gecko as you're swinging it around. Unfortunately, this is not DMC, and those are not Heroes Busters. It's sad. I guess that guy I left behind here just kind of vanished into the ether. Hey, you know how long it took me to realize that objects highlighted in blue could be cut? It took me entirely too long. Yeah, it'd be amazing to see a sequel to this game with even more objects that you could cut up. Unfortunately, there isn't particularly likely, but you can dream. Hey, there's another dude with a left arm. I mean, technically all of them have left arms, but whatever. Ouch. I think I missed the arm again. How perfect hair would that have? Actually do something to that for the big guy. I think they're technically called heavy cyborgs. It's like the big ones with the extra armor and the long swords. Ouch. Let's keep trying. I'm gonna just keep doing some parry practice. Ouch. What? What? What just happened? Did it just like phase into the wall and vanish? Okay.
We intercepted call for backup during your last fight. The caller's position is on your Soliton radar. You can engage if you wish. It is your choice.
Something I noticed a fair number of new players to the game miss is that there are several, like, just about every fight has, every mission has several extra encounters. Or, if not several, then at least a few extra encounters you can get into that are all ranked, that require you to like backtrack a little bit, go out of your way somewhat. And a few of them will have some like Boris saying if they intercepted a call for backup that you can go deal with that if you'd like. The double hammerhead fight can actually be, I found it can be kind of nasty on Very Hard and Revengeance, because they do a lot more damage and you're getting a lot of bullets and missiles flying at you. And it's just, it is quite a bit to contend with. Unfortunately, you cannot Zandatsu a helicopter, which is most unfortunate. Almost got this one. These things also have a attack where they'll get low to the ground and charge at you, which makes little to no sense to me from a just logical standpoint. Like, why would their AI ever consider that a good idea when you're a helicopter with machine guns and missiles, especially when you're fighting a dude with a sword? Like, would you not want to just stay far away and just shoot until you run out of ammo or he can't take any more hits? But that wouldn't make for fun gameplay.
Right. The cliff is just
also, I have to wonder how many episodes.
Beyond that is the refinery's backyard.
So
no, there should
I
be
like the I like the little bit of, it's a real minor continuity thing, but if you look up, because I kind of pointed them out at the beginning of the level, if you look up, you'll see the 3 hammerheads flying off. You fight the one, and then they show up at the bridge. You fight one, and then you can fight the other, as the other 2 go on ahead, and then you can fight the other 2 right where we just did. And then we start getting swarmed by dwarf geckos. Not entirely sure why these are called dwarf geckos, because that implies some direct relation to geckos, the big mooing dudes, and I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure there's some, like, lore reason for it that I just don't know, but it is not immediately apparent to me. interesting little dudes, though. They can be kind of cute at times, I think. Mostly they're just kind of annoying to fight. I like them. I still like them overall, though. There's another UG we'll fight later. I think it might be just the next level, actually. That at least can have a gecko, a dwarf gecko, kind of attached to it. I actually made a D&D character as a battlesmith artificer with the idea to have that I would have my my steel defender basically be one of those things that have a homunculus servant that was a dwarf gecko that looked like a dwarf gecko. And we get a jamming grenade that I think is used to like disable those cameras. This is like this is some of the most stealth you actually do in this game.
Raiden, wait. There are
Yeah, you get
active
told
IR
about that there
sensors
are
in the
lasers
area.
here.
Part of factory security, no doubt, but the enemy may be using it.
You get trip them or get spotted by the cameras, you'll get into fights. Once you've revealed the lasers with augment mode,
Raiden, your infrared camera is integrated with enhanced mode.
you'll just be able to ninja run past them. There's no way to avoid fighting these soldiers, I don't think. I don't know about the dwarf geckos though. I think they're just reinforcements for if you get spotted, which we did. Because I failed to remember that there were more lasers. So we're gonna break this camera so it doesn't keep shooting at us. I'm trying to remember if I've ever gotten hit by the soldiers' grabs. Platinum games in general are pretty good, I think, about having good telegraphs for enemy attacks. And in this game, they have them for different types pretty well. Usually red flashes are kind of just normal attacks. Orange tend to be harder hitting and maybe harder to avoid, while yellow have the enemies try to grab you, and you may or may not get a QTE to try to avoid taking a bunch of damage. And that color coding remains pretty consistent throughout the game. At least as far as I remember. These cameras have like an absolutely pitiful detection range. You can stealth this. I don't know that I've ever
More
done it.
classified Patriot information was in that man's holographic memory.
Oh yeah. I don't think I knew about this data storage that was here until last night when I happened to stumble upon it. So I got through this whole level in my test run last night, just to make sure that I could still play without getting annihilated on a difficulty above normal. Metal Gear Rising is one of those games that I just occasionally get into a mood to play because nothing else quite scratches the same itch. Devil May Cry probably comes the closest. But it's not even really all that close. I just my interest in the game has been, in Metal Gear Rising, has been rekindled by various things. And we have a health upgrade now. We have 110% HP now. I know there's been something of a Metal Gear Rising renaissance lately. I know a lot of people attribute it to some YouTuber that I don't know and haven't ever watched. But I've seen some others start playing it too. So, you know, I'm not going to complain about where this sudden resurgence is coming from, but I'm just glad that more people are being exposed to this wonderful and wonderfully insane game.
I was wondering when you'd come, Jack the Ripper.
No one calls me that anymore. Dolsaev, where is he?
I can show you a better time than that crusty old bear.
You're in charge here?
I am Mistral, the cold wind of France. And you, your reputation precedes you. Liberian, but white as snow. A natural-born killer, even as a child.
That was a long time ago.
I was born in Algeria myself, you know? I'm only half French.
And?
We had our own civil war in the 90s. So you see? Cut from the same cloth, you and I.
Here, we're starting to see
I
we're gonna
lost
start
my
to see a
whole
running
family,
theme
everything.
in the game.
But I butchered those fuckers. My family's killers. That's when I realized I am a killer too. And a good one at that.
It's so easy to do the we're not so different thing really poorly. Like, I think it's
proud of that, are you?
It's probably much easier to do it badly than it is to do it well.
To be honest,
But if you do it
I
badly,
found
it ends up
quite
coming
dull.
off really horribly. But like
My
throughout the
enemies
game, you
fell like
actually find that
domino,
it
one after
works a
another.
lot
Not
better in
once
this
did I
than
feel threatened.
I think it genuinely
I was
works
adrift,
better in this than in
without
any
challenge,
other
without
games
purpose.
and
At
other
times,
stories in
I
general.
even envied my prey. At least they had a cause to die for.
Suddenly the dwarf geckos arrive.
And then I met him.
Who?
And I knew what I had been missing. His ideals gave my life meaning. Ideals, Jack. What are yours?
I protect the weak.
Still? So
Mistral
naive.
definitely awakens something in a lot of
And if
people.
I must kill to protect them, then so be it.
There's no way she didn't. No way a character that is this particular
It seems
brand
we
of
have less
fan
in
service
common than I
character does
thought.
not awaken things in a great
I'll
many
take
people.
that as a compliment.
If you would kill for your ideals, then surely you are ready to die for them.
I thought they combined a utterly shameless fan service character with someone that is also like genuinely threatening. It's like, yeah, she's not around long, but Mistral is, Mistral gives Raiden pause here. And you know, it just fits with the Kojima game. Even though I don't think he was directly involved that much, it's still it was developed by Platinum. It is still a Kojima production game. And it's, Mistral is a whole different kind of absurdity to Sundowner, but she is no less crazy. So you gotta love how she, like, has, like, I think 16 arms or something stupid and doesn't even use, like, 2 or 4 of them. And she rarely even uses more than one at a time, sometimes 2. Like, the others seem to just be there for show after that. I have to wonder where she gets the endless supply of dwarf geckos from. If you fail that, it doesn't actually matter, you move on to the next phase anyway, but it's just so much more satisfying to me to complete it. I don't think you even get any benefit from it, but it just feels better. And I've come to learn that how a game feels is oftentimes just as, if not more important than how the game actually works. Mistral's weapon is actually really interesting to me too, because mainly she's using it as a sort of like staff or spear, but can also like use it as a whip like that, and can do some other kind of weird stuff like that she just did, especially in combination with the other arms as well. I kind of wonder, is this particular kind of cyborg body something that's been done before, or is Mistral pretty much unique? I can't imagine a lot of people have dwarf gecko arm-based fighting styles. Now we're getting to the vocals, and I love this part of the instrumental too. Ouch. Did I get hit by her or dwarf gecko? Also, I don't know how exactly that works, because that attack works, but it's cool. Like, I'm mainly not sure how she has enough arms to reach you from as far away as she can. But, you know, it's cool, so who cares? unnecessary. I just spent like the last minute whistling, alternating between the vocals and the instrumental, but I only have so much to say before I have no choice but to vibe to the music. Come on, just listen to this, man. It's awesome. And we're almost to the end. Anyway. We've only got to get her, I want to say we can get her down to like 5% or so. Also, I like how the dwarf geckos periodically just start standing on one leg to applaud. Or actually, we're done now. For some reason I thought it was going to go later. Yeah, this is a heck of a way to finish this. Way to take advantage of the environment there, too. And now, totally gratuitous wait mode segment.
Mistral, report! Your vitals are dropping.
Here's Mistral calling us while in many frozen bits.
Dying. For a cause.
Wait. No. Hold on.
I am sorry. He was too much.
I do not need apology. I need you alive.
But I know you will never fall.
What is this talk about?
Je t'aime. De tout mon corps.
Je t'aime. Mister, you'll never...
She's not talking to you, idiot.
There was like no reason. Was there much of a reason for that reason?
That's rich coming from
Just to
It's overdose, I
call him an idiot
surrender.
before telling him to surrender, before demanding his surrender.
Translation.
Why would I surrender?
Okay, we're gonna skip this. Basically, the refinery gets blown up. Raiden survives, though. He's fine. Yeah, we missed one encounter. Now we have the pole arm, which we're gonna buy. I'm gonna use it. I like using it. It's fun. Hold on. Equip. There we go. And we're just gonna enhance our blade a little bit. And get a health upgrade. And a fuel cell upgrade. Buff up our unique weapon a bit too. By aerial parry and the ability to dodge. Also take Sky High and Sweep Kick, or actually Sky High. Take Falling Lightning, because I like Falling Lightning a lot. And now we're down to 711 points. I'm gonna let this whole scene play out in its entirety because it needs to be seen to be believed. It's so great.
So you got some kind of disguise lined up, right?
Yep, all set.
Hope so. You'd be a little conspicuous just walking the street.
Just a little.
Relax, Kev. I'll blend right in.
Yeah. Well, just get into the sewer system ASAP. Hopefully anyone who notices you will just mind their own business. You sure you want the K9000 there along for this one?
I had the good doctor make some adjustments along with the repairs. Remote piloting and AI wiping have been disabled. So yeah, I say let's throw him a bone.
Wordplay. My exoskeleton resembles a canine. Canines enjoy bones. Amusing on 2 levels.
Let's go.
So I guess Raiden just went back and grabbed all the little bits he hacked Wolf into, and had him taken to Doctor. I'm not sure how much time passes between this and the last level, but Doctor seems to work nice.
¿No? ¿Un cyborg? Ese sombrero. ¿Qué?
See the mariachi cyborg just getting into the sewer, then his car drives off.
Adios, amigos.
¿Viste? Qué raro, ¿eh? Hay que hacer que no lo vimos.
What a freak, let's just forget we saw anything. There's a good chance that's what I'd do too in that situation. It's like,
It's
yeah,
right.
this is just too
I'm in
crazy.
the sewer system. All right, let's get started. You're according to
Alright,
what
we're gonna
the
fast
hell we
forward
need
through
to
this.
go.
So what?
Yep, fine.
Nope.
Right.
Do we have,
Not
like,
it's pop. First thing. Oh right.
black?
Maybe just.
I will scout ahead. You will provide backup.
Sir, yes, sir.
Commence operation.
But basically there's some weird stuff going on in a research facility in the sewers.
Unidentified UGs are patrolling the sewers. Exercise caution.
There's like, you know, some human experimentation, child organ harvesting, you know. Now, these things. I hate these things. These ape-like UGs that are, for whatever reason, called mastiffs.
Better take out that UG quick. Don't want to attract too much attention down there.
They're a pain. And on, like, very hard and Revengeance, that grab is much harder to break out of, as I recall. That, or I've gotten better at stick wiggling. Yeah, that's what unique weapons do, if you didn't know. They replace your strong attack. That is also harder to break out of. Mastiffs get significantly less dangerous as you when you take their arms off, though, as you might expect. I don't know if the QTE there actually like does any damage to them or not. And now left with one leg. It just blows up. Get wrecked. 8 mastiffs. So much.
I see a maintenance catwalk. Use it to conceal yourself if necessary.
Room 2. You know what you can do? You can stealth kill. You can stealth kill just about anything, I think. I don't know if I've ever actually stealth killed the gecko before, but I'm pretty sure you can. I'd imagine you can do it. Geckos aren't too bad, though. Mastiffs, though. Screw these guys. Stealth kill them whenever possible. Just so you don't have to actually fight them. Anytime you don't have to actually fight one of these things legit, you're better off.
There's the Raiden I know.
We're supposed to go that way, yeah. What's this? Ah, yeah, this gets us another VR mission. Convenient that the Desperado interface turns blue once you taken VR mission data from it. Like I said, it's how everything has how all these technology has lights to conveniently show affiliation.
Right. There is a boy in these sewers.
That's a dwarf gecko. That dwarf gecko, I believe, had a gun. And Wolf just has, as he helpfully says, there is in fact a boy in these sewers. We're not going to be watching the cutscenes with said boy in the sewers, though, because my time runs short. I would like to get through this. Dwarf geckos. Okay, let's go. Hey, we got an electrolyte pack. Yeah, if you ever don't want to have a repair nano paste equipped for some reason, you can equip an electrolyte pack instead. Also, there are a few of these bipedal dwarf geckos in the game. They're so weird. They're such a weird little addition. But they're fun too. You cut them in half and the one gets like so mad it goes to self-destruct. Good job, big hollow chips to give you lots of points. They're also just funny little things. They can mess you up if you're not careful though. As I recall at least, I think they can pull some decent damage. Yeah, we're not making damage. Instead, yeah, here they are. I think these are called raptors. They're the ones with the geckos that have geckos attached that I was basing my steel defender from that one D&D character off of. Oh yeah, and another bit of color coding that the game has consistently is that the purple is for EMP effects, which are quite annoying because they will stun you. Screwed up. These guys get enraged after a little bit. I like their special like finisher, where you rip the dwarf gecko out of them, and then you go for the Zandatsu. And maybe if you time it right, cut the dwarf gecko in half too. It's not the best, but oh. You're still alive. Let's rectify that, shall we? We'll just be cool. Otherwise. Oh, the dwarf gecko. How did you stay alive through that? Could have done better.
Yeah,
it's not if
I made sure you did.
Agreed.
So this is when we're formally introduced to the fact that the facility is an organ harvesting operation.
Heavy UG activity ahead. It is possible they are conducting test operations while the lab is closed.
They're not going to make it easy to get into that lab. Is there some way you could sneak past? It's a box. How's that gonna help?
How's that gonna help?
Oh, it's for medical supplies.
Kevin, do you not realize that you are in a Metal Gear game? A cardboard box is an indispensable tool. They don't make you undetectable though. And now we're going to be fighting like 3 Mastiffs at once. This is an absolutely hellish fight in on the highest difficulties. So yeah, did I ever mention how these guys have like 3 grabs they can do? This gets a lot easier on future playthroughs when you have when you can much more easily cut through them and don't have to whittle them down nearly as much before you can start cutting bits off. Oh, got the camera. If there's one problem with this game, it's that the camera can be real screwy sometimes. Codec calls again to see if anyone ever mentions the fact that these very ape-like UGs are called Mastiffs for some reason. That grab is one of the only... Oh, whoops. Dang. Screwed that up. I think that grab is one of the only... the headlock here. One of the only ones that... one of the ones that doesn't just do all its damage at once and instead does it... a bit at a time. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly that it does build up to it being a finisher. Whoops, screwed that up. Yeah, well.
We intercepted call for backup during your last fight. The caller's position is on your Soliton radar.
Really?
You can engage if you wish. It is your choice.
Release is high. Or more likely she says, let me in even though you've left the door cracked so I can come in if I want to, but I'm still going to yell at you to let me in.
I have determined the approximate location of the lab.
Did I get it right, Lily?
Boy's information. It is marked on your Soliton
Can't hear,
radar.
but she did yell at me again. Oh, I don't like these guys much either. The Water Striders. If that's actually what they're called, but that's what I call them. Might be what they're officially called, but they're not even too difficult, really. They're just kind of annoying. I think they're the only enemies that do stuff with fire. Alright. Hello there. I could have done that better. Just gonna try to stand under. There we go. That's a good one. Is this where we get the...
hiding spot. Wonder where he learned that from.
Yeah, this is another sort of a collectible, I guess. The men in boxes. If you slash the box in blade mode, you'll meet a cowering cyborg. He won't attack you, so you can just leave him. I think that the only thing you get for finding them all is an achievement. But you know, if you're into that sort of thing. It's there. I wonder if I have to actually kill this stuff. I think this is also the fire from these things that appear in this level, and this level alone, outside of DLC. It's the only damage over time effect. It's the only one I can think of. Meow red. Maybe I just need to open the door more. Hold on. Let me see if she'll... Hear that? Probably not. She's probably too far away, and she's a loud cat, but not that loud. Maybe I should have... maybe I should set up like another like set of filters for the mic that cat filters specifically so you can hear Lily. Okay, yeah, it's not even registering on the mic. I'm sorry, Lily, you're not coming through for the people of YouTube. Trust me, there is a cat on my bed behind me right now, though. Even if you can't hear her, she has meowed a few times. She probably doesn't care about the people of YouTube, though, unfortunately. She just wants to give me specifically a piece of her mind right now. You know how cats are, right? Very opinionated. Always fond of letting their humans know what's what and how things are going to be.
To the lab, sending coordinates to your Soliton radar.
Oh yeah, there. Guess there are illusory walls in this game. Or rather, one illusory wall here. I don't think there are anymore. Any of these freaking gun cameras, though. Cameras that are distressingly easy to evade for anyone. At least it would be distressing to anyone particularly security-minded, I would think. Oh, is this the call?
This would appear to be the UG maintenance area. You should find a terminal there. Something they use to upload mission parameters to the UGs.
And something I can use to access the lab's main server?
Perhaps. But first you need to take a dump.
Wait, what?
A dump? A digital optical output mounted proxy. You'll need one to interface with the terminal. Most any UG should suffice. A tripod or the like.
I'll see what I can come up with. How do I use it?
Simply connect to it. You should be able to use your communications outlet to control the proxy UG.
Alright, let's give it a shot.
Okay. So, we're gonna go find a dwarf gecko and then go take a dump.
Right. I thought you said stealth ops were your special.
They are, but I just don't feel like being stealthy. Don't you know that feeling, Kevin? I don't remember if all four of the raptors awaken to fight you. I don't think they do. At least not on... I don't know about how hard. feel bad for that dwarf gecko getting packed up like this. These things really don't like to kill their friends. Understandably, but I mean, to some extent it's understandable, but also, these are, in theory at least, unfeeling robots. I don't know if it's actually possible to not raise the alarm here.
Raiden, if they continue to increase security, they...
Yeah, I get it. Oh yeah, this scene. Oh yeah, we fight dual sword soldiers. Yeah, so as it turns out, the organs being harvested here are brains. And I know it's supposed to be like horrible, and it definitely is, but there's also something kind of darkly hilarious about all the brains, you know, still having the eyes there and then all turning to face Raiden. I honestly forgot they introduced the dual sword soldiers here. For some reason I thought they were later. I mean, on Very Hard and Revengeance, they have them appear in Mission 1. Alright, we're done here, so now we're gonna go grab the dwarf gecko and take our doom.
For now, those were George.
Yeah, perhaps
brains.
other organs. Wait, you said
so?
With an
Yeah.
APJ.
True.
I bet.
Yeah, Desperados over here harvesting the brains of children to turn into cyborg soldiers. Anyway, Raiden apparently has a USB port in the back of his neck. You can use that to remote control a dwarf gecko.
Splendid! It is all ours. Now,
We're
use it to
gonna take
locate a data input terminal.
These guys are pretty jumpy now. Any funny business, and they might just open fire.
You can slap.
Try latching onto cyborgs' heads from behind. Then, an electric shock should knock them unconscious.
I don't remember what button it is, or... Button... Yeah. We can start clapping. We can emote. And the other dwarf geckos will...
Target located.
Now this is the only dwarf gecko section in the base game. There are a series of VR missions where you play as a dwarf gecko. Data storage. So it is totally possible to get through this stealthily, and I normally do that. Not right now, though. In the interest of speed. Ah, there's another data storage. That I didn't remember. I just noticed there was an item. I'm amazed at how this dwarf gecko seems to be able to jump better than Raiden. After getting a running start, at least. Amazing, honestly. Oh, now all the soldiers are thoroughly annoyed by our shenanigans. There we go. That was awful.
That terminal is most likely designed to download mission data and such into the UGs. Let's try using it to access the lab server.
Of course, even in as a dwarf gecko, you have to turn the cable a time or two. The only unrealistic part of that is only having to turn the cable over once.
Right away.
I thought everyone knew that every USB cord had was until you plug it in is in some sort of like quantum superposition where you will not be able to plug it in until you've turned it around twice.
I'll find out.
Right. A Sundowner and then another dude. Yeah, if you stealth this, if you stealth this and knock out all the soldiers, then you'll only have to fight with wolf geckos. Making it a pretty easy pass at this point. We are almost done here. But I'm willing to say that in a bit over 2 hours, I'm pretty impressed with myself, honestly, for getting through. We'll be clearing the 3rd level. In a bit over 2 hours, and I could shave more time off that. This is like not really a speed run, but I was kind of more curious to see how fast I could go without actually really trying super hard to go fast. And considering how out of practice I am, I thought I would do a whole lot worse. Little geckos. And we're coming up on the boss fight.
Bad news, right? We can't find George.
We lost track of George.
No, you think?
I don't know.
Thanks.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Now, boss fight time. Now that's quite an introduction. There's a little micro missiles there, bullets, and rules of nature.
This bastard is blocking the way. Push that thing back.
So grab. Just try to push it back. Just like Boris said. It'll try to push us back there too. Ouch. Once you've pushed it back in here and you actually get into the fight proper, it becomes totally different. It is indeed a new battle now. And on Very Hard and Revengeance, there's 2. And it is awful. It is absolutely hellish. I can almost guarantee if I decided to do a to start like this with a fresh save, like I'm doing on Revengeance, which I think was when you didn't have Revengeance unlocked, did you? Well, if you use the Konami code, if you put in the Konami code before you pick a save file, or when you're on the title screen, it'll actually unlock Very Hard and Revengeance. Because normally you have to beat the game on hard to unlock Very Hard, and on Very Hard to unlock Revengeance. But the Konami code lets you not worry about that, unless you just play from the highest difficulties right from the first. Ray left some really big shoes to fill, and not just because it was a massive metal dude. To the point where I'm sorry to say, but I do think Grad is a cool design. Also, this is another thing you can fight in mission 1 on Revengeance. But it's just, I don't know that it's cool enough for rules of nature. Unfortunately, there's no codec call from the Grad after you destroy it.
Right. There are world the not to mark headline. This is it won't even
So you heard. We need to...
no color mark.
I didn't... We'll figure...
Jesus.
And now here we have Raiden deciding, starting on the path of vigilante justice. Because, you know, I can see it. I can see why. He's just found out a bunch of kids are getting their brains harvested to be turned into child cyborg soldiers. That is, from what I understand, in addition to just being morally repugnant on several different levels, it also hits close to home for him. Here, we got another left hand. Let's go.
More Patriot intel. Bring me more. And maybe I can develop something interesting from it.
The data storage or the hands that get you the weapons? Now I'm second guessing myself. And here we have the level.
What do you...
You can trust.
So what are...
I could not do it.
Right.
Ending cutscene of the mission. We're not going to worry about it though, because I need to... Yeah, I'm cutting it close. Well, made it through 3 of the 8 levels. A bit less than half. I'll say we're probably close to halfway through because one of those levels is literally just a boss fight. Man, it feels good playing Metal Gear Rising again. Oh yeah, you can get, forgot to show this, but you can get some different body types. These different armor sets give you different, give you extra carrying capacity for certain items. This is rocket launchers and homing missiles. This is grenades. And this is nano paste and electrolyte packs. You could also look at Gray Fox from Metal Gear Solid. Or gets Raiden's original body from MGS4. Most importantly, though, you can get the mariachi uniform, the best costume, and there's no reason to use anything else, really. Like, why bother with anything but the mariachi uniform? Mariachi Raiden is best Raiden. I can't even totally say that it's a little tone-breaking, but also the tone of this game is utterly absurd anyway. So is it really that bad? I would think not. Maybe we could enhance the pole arm again, if we had the points for it, but we don't, so we won't. And we're just going to skip the next cutscene and call it for today, I think. I think I am going to continue this playthrough at some point. Not sure when. Probably if I end up going on, if I end up streaming next Monday, it'll probably be then. Might just have Mondays be, if that turns out to be something I can consistently manage. Mondays may just be Metal Gear Rising days for a bit. So I definitely intend to finish this hard mode playthrough. Then I might go on to very hard, or just jump straight into Revengeance. Or I might move on to something else and have something else fill the Monday time slot. Because if I keep going at this pace, knowing how the levels go, I could probably get through this in like 2. I'd give myself 2 more. 3 at 2 more streams are roughly this length. 3 more at most. And keep in mind, this is skipping most cutscenes, not doing a lot of the optional stuff. Just doing some of the optional stuff. And just kind of just getting through things fairly quickly. If I wanted to go through everything, it would take a lot longer. I might do that at some point, actually. I might just, I don't know, maybe try like an S rank, try doing like S ranked, all S ranks starting from, starting on normal or something, or even do like pacifist or something like that, while also trying to get as much of the optional stuff as possible, like doing all the fights, of course, and like trying to get all the codec, do all the codec conversations. It'll take a lot longer, but it would be interesting too. Anyway, for the rest of the week, tomorrow's going to be Hollow Knight, continuing randomizer, since the world is our oyster now. We have like all the upgrades we need to do to let us go to all sorts of places. Thursday, continuing Devil May Cry 3. I'm gonna see if I can't squeeze in a 6th mission, but in the extra time I might get from starting on time, since I won't have, presumably I will not be having computer issues. Thanks, Microsoft updates. Saturday, plans to be more Pokemon. Likely late at night and likely very long, as per usual. Because hopefully I happen to be off most Sundays actually, so I can make that work. And then we'll continue this. We'll try Monday next week, and if I feel like I can make it work with the rest of my schedule, we'll add Mondays to the schedule, to the list of streaming days, and then maybe add on a 5th day from there. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for today. And that'll be all for me. Sorry. That, totally lost my train of thought there. Yeah, that was planned schedule for the week. Planning to continue Mondays, seeing if I can manage that. Maybe throw on either Wednesdays or Sundays. Probably just Wednesdays. It'll probably be something on other. Since I usually am working throughout most of the weekdays, it probably will be a more shorter stuff. I can think of a few games that I'll try that I think will be streamable in 1.5 to 2 hour segments too. So I'll get into that, I think. But aside from that, thank you for watching. Whether you popped into the stream or watched the VOD, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed seeing Metal Gear Rising gameplay, even if it was not pro level. But I'm getting back into the swing of things, and who knows, maybe I will end up getting good enough to actually to do even better when I try my next Revengeance playthrough. Anyway, leave comments if you had any thoughts on the game itself, my gameplay, any advice for me. Leave a like on the video if you liked it. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more. Streaming Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Probably going to be adding Mondays as well. And maybe more after that. Regardless, and see you for Hollow Knight on Tuesday. See you then.